Time now to go inside the huddle for this week's Ask Thad segment. The Bills coming off of an AFC East championship clinching victory, but the main headline for Orchard Park today is the return of a very familiar and beloved face. Sports Director Thad Brown joins us now from Orchard Park. Before we get into the questions, which you know I love, Thad, let's get the overview of what's going on today.
Yeah, Adam, we'll talk about Micah Hyde in a second. That was the big news added to the practice squad. But beyond that, a couple injury updates of note. Dalton Kincaid was back at practice today. Only a walkthrough, but he was listed as limited. A big improvement. He has not practiced at all the last 2 weeks since suffering the knee injury. Keon Coleman also limited. He was limited last week, did not play. So really no change there. Taylor Rapp, Quentin Morris among the other players who are limited at practice today, but no concern this early in the week. Adam.
All right, so getting started with the questions here. Are you surprised the Bills added Micah Hyde, and why now?
You know, I'm not surprised that much. The longer that Micah Hyde went on, not confirming that he was going to be retired, the more you kind of thought that there would be a door open to him coming back. As to why now, apparently it was spurred by a text conversation between Hyde and Jordan Phillips. After Phillips resigned here a few weeks ago, Hyde said, "Congrats." Phillips said back, "When you coming?" And Phillips was the one that actually went to Brandon Beane to kind of get the ball rolling. And from there, as Sean McDermott put it, it was kind of like a fire. It starts small and it builds. So we'll see where it goes with the Bills and Hyde from here.
All right, speaking of that, though, will he actually play, do you think?
It's a great question. I think the role for now is for him to be a teacher and a helper. And this is a guy that dealt with serious neck injuries, not the kind of thing that you want to try to play through. So I think the Bills are going to take it, as they said, one day at a time. I know we hear it all the time, but it makes sense in this case. There's no pressure. They're 10-2, as you said. They've already clinched the division. There's no need to rush Micah Hyde out to the field. That said, safety has been one of the weaker positions this year. DeMar Hamlin has been fine, but there's certainly room for improvement. So it wouldn't stun me if the Bills see Micah Hyde in-house for a few weeks if they feel like he might be a better option. Now, look, I think Hamlin's going to have to play poorly enough to merit the change, and as long as the Bills keep winning, that won't happen. But at the very least, it's good to have Hyde's expertise and the backup plan of a guy they know can play.
Yeah, for sure. One last question for you, Thad, before we let you go. From ex-user Joe Dozer, he asked, how do the Bills stay motivated after clinching the division here?
You know, it's a question that came up a couple different times today because this is not just any other win they're coming off. It's actually a notable achievement, something to celebrate. But these guys have been used to it. In fact, this is not the first time they've clinched the division early. So they know how to get back into the process, how to understand it. But it is a different week coming off hats and T-shirts. So there's a little more focus to making sure that they get back into the regular routine. Again, this team has been great at dealing with all kinds of adversity. This is an adversity. It can be. But I think the Bills will have plenty of good reason to figure out how to get back into the normal routine.
Yeah, always good to kind of play with a chip on your shoulder. Thad, thank you so much for answering the questions as you do every week. Now go get warm,